What is up, everyone? DSP here, and interesting factoid, I'm actually creating this video with my original digital camera that I used for over a year, because the other one is actually set up right now to record Epic Mickey, and I am so freaking bored playing that game. I'm not even kidding. That game is probably one of the most boring games I played this year. I need a break. I couldn't even get through a 2-hour sitting, so I'm going to split it up, my gaming, with doing a yearly planner. 2011, as you can see, new calendar is now up. What I want to do is I want to go through a list of games that I am seriously considering playing next year. And keep in mind, this is subject to change, and by no means does this mean that these are the only games I'll be playing next year. It's just that these are the games I'm interested in right now. It only goes up to the end of March, simply because after the end of March, the website I was using, IGN, glitched out and decided to only give me ads. So I said, fuck this website, and I closed my browser, and I'll look at a later date. But for now, this is going to be basically first 3 months of the year, what games am I looking to play, and what release dates are out there right now. I get the feeling a lot of them are wrong, as you'll see, because they're really weird. But anyway, we'll get into them. First of all, just to remind everyone, the Spike VGA Awards are on December 11th. Fallout New Vegas' first DLC is on December 21st, and still scheduled for the end of this year, although I get the feeling that it's going to get bumped. The Back to the Future game, which a lot of people have been waiting for, is supposed to come out at the end of this month. I really doubt that's going to happen, simply because they've been saying, oh, fourth quarter, but no one's heard anything about it. No one has a release date. No one's even seen footage of the game yet, so I don't think it's ready. But anyway, I'm interested in that game. Back to the Future is one of my favorite movie series, so definitely I'll be looking into doing that now. So here's what we're going to do. Just to let everyone know, like I said, this is subject to change, but I strongly recommend tell everyone who's a DSP fan to look at this video, because people constantly ask me, Phil, are you going to play this game? Are you going to play that game? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And the answer is, I've probably already answered you. You just didn't watch the right video. So direct everyone to this video so they know what games I'll be playing for the first 3 months of 2011. So first of all, pretty dead for most of January from what I've seen. The first game that even looks interesting to me is Dead Space 2. And that is on January 25th. I am going to try to get the Collector's Edition, because if you get the Collector's Edition, I believe on PS3, you get the rail shooter that was out for the Wii earlier this year for free. It comes with it. So I'm going to look to do that. The next game, Little Big Planet 2, is supposed to come out sometime in January. I really doubt that's going to happen. They're saying the 31st. No games come out on Monday, so that's horse shit. More than likely it'll be February or later, but I'm going to put it on there just so it's on there. February stuff starts to pick up. First of all, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Really big day, and I'm getting the Collector's Edition because I want to get, it has 2 extra characters right from the get-go, Shuma Gorath and Jill Valentine. Obviously I'm going to look to unlock everyone as soon as possible, but that's going to be a huge day, especially if I'm still doing YouTube as my full-time job. I plan to play that game hardcore and try to learn it and try to get to a tournament level with it, but we'll see what happens. Supposedly also on that day, the Michael Jackson Experience comes out for the motion control systems, meaning the PS Move and the Microsoft Kinect. That might be freaking hilarious, so I'll be looking to do that possibly, but we'll see what happens with that as well. Unfortunately, if Marvel 3 does come out that same day, I don't think I'm going to be dancing like MJ, so we'll see what happens. Killzone 3 is February 22nd. Interesting to see if I can even get through the campaign this time around. I didn't get through the campaign in Killzone 2. I actually got so bored and frustrated with it, I said, this game sucks ass. It wasn't even as good as Halo. That's how bad that campaign was. It was fucking boring as shit, and I said, I'm not playing this game anymore, and I gave up. Took a lot of flack for it, because it's one of the few games I ever did that with, but when a game sucks that fucking hard, too bad. And honestly, I'm kind of starting to get there with Epic Mickey right now, because I think Epic Mickey is one of the most boring games I've ever played in my life, so... But we'll see. I'm going to try to hang in there. Anyway, also, coincidentally, on that day is another game that's actually getting more hype. It's called Homefront. That could be an interesting day if those 2 games head off on that day and people have to decide which one of the 2 they want to buy. That could be a problem for Killzone. Now, also what they're saying is that Conduit 2 is supposed to come out in February, but it doesn't have a date yet, so everyone's just giving it the last day of the month. That's probably going to change. Then the new Deus Ex comes out on March 8th. Fear 3, which a lot of people were waiting for, and then it got delayed till next year, is supposed to come out on March 22nd, which is pretty close to, I think, when Fear 2 came out 2 years ago. But incidentally, supposedly Crysis 2 also comes out that day. So here's another day. You have a whole freaking empty month. Look at all this empty time. Why are these games going head to head like this? Like, I don't understand what people think about when they pick these release dates. The week after, you have two games supposedly. What, on the 30th? That doesn't even make sense. 2 games claimed to be coming out on the 30th, which makes no sense. One of them is Red Faction Battleground, which is supposed to be set in the universe of Red Faction, but it's a vehicle combat game. The other one, which could end up being pretty funny, is Space Channel 5 2. They're actually making a sequel to Space Channel 5, one of the most popular games ever on the Dreamcast. They're making a sequel, so we'll see what happens with that. It could be hilarious to play that game. It's a music-style game. And they're also saying, supposedly by the end of the month, SOCOM 4. So as you can see, this is what I mean. Most of these dates are bullshit. I guarantee you most of these dates, besides maybe Marvel 2, maybe Killzone 2, Dead Space 2 is probably concrete, but most of these dates for the first 3 months of the year are horseshit. They're not good. They're not solid dates. They're not something that you can depend on. So I wouldn't count on it that these are going to be the dates that they're coming out, but these are the games so far that I am interested in playing for 2011. What I will now be doing, now that I've filled this out, is I will make another video at a future date when what I will do is populate in gaming conventions in here as well that I'm interested in attending. I know for a fact PAX East is in March, and I know that MagFest is sometime in January, so I'm going to look to see what I can do with those as I do some research over the next week or two, and I'll be doing another, basically an update video to update this calendar with conventions and things that I'm interested in attending, and that way people will know ahead of time, oh, Phil might be there, well, let me, you know, maybe I want to go there to meet him or whatever and plan a trip. So that is it for now. Quick, short but sweet video. Like I said, unfortunately, I wish I could have put more dates on here, but first of all, most games don't have solid dates yet, and second of all, IGN is a piece of shit that crashed and decided to give me ads, and every time I clicked through the ads, it went back to the main page, so I got frustrated. And unfortunately, there really aren't a lot of reliable release date sources out there. IGN is okay, but they've been wrong several times in 2010. I'm really wondering if is there a really good release date source, because I don't think I found one yet. So if anyone knows, let me know. I'd be more than happy to use one if there's a good one that's more reliable than what I'm using now, but I don't know where else to go for them. So anyway, this is DSP signing off. Short but sweet video. Games I'm interested in first 3 months of 2011, and I'll be updating this with convention data at a future date.